Hello, scholars, and welcome to Science Today. Today we're going to be taking a look at our book, Cool Rocks. Yesterday we took a look at our brain pump video about rocks and minerals, so today we're going to take a look at our book and we're going to read a little bit more information about these different types of rocks, and then you're going to be working on a worksheet. So let's go ahead and get ready for our book. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make my screen a little bit bigger so we can read the book a little bit better. All right, so here's our book for the day, Cool Rocks. Now, this is a nonfiction text, and one way I know this is nonfiction is because there's a table of contents, there's a glossary, and there are pictures with text boxes. I see some bolded words and different types of captions. And I know that this is nonfiction because this book is teaching me real facts about rocks. All right, let's take a look at our first page here. Rocks are cool. Why? First, they're really old. When you pick up a rock, you are holding something that has been on Earth for more than 1,000,000 years. Second, no two rocks are the same. Some are as big as a mountain. Others are as tiny as a grain of sand. They also come in many shapes. Third, rocks come in tons of colors. And fourth, you can find them everywhere. Mystery rock. This rock, called Krishna's butterball, is in India. It's about 20 feet, 6 meters, tall, and weighs about 250 tons. What's so amazing? It rests on a steep slope, but it doesn't roll away. All right, let's take a look at our next page. I'm going to take a look at this caption first. Amazing! Check out the wave. It is a sandstone formation found near the Arizona-Utah border. So this rock actually formed with this little wave in it. Let's take a look at this bottom section. In this book, you will discover some cool facts about rocks, minerals, and gems. You'll find out how rocks form or change over time. You'll also learn about the 25 stones that come with this kit. What are you waiting for? Let's start exploring. A rocky beginning. That's our moon. It's made of rocks and minerals too. This is Earth. It is sometimes called the third rock from the sun. That's because our planet is the third in order from the sun. It is also made mostly of rock. For every rock you can see, there are many more below the surface. Scientists who study rocks are called geologists. Why study rocks? Rocks can tell us how old Earth is, or how mountains are formed. They can also show where earthquakes might happen, and much more. What are rocks made of? Now, this is the section that we're going to most study today, as well as how the Earth is made up of rocks, and the three most important rocks, or the three most main type of rocks there are. Every rock in the world is made of two or more types of mineral. What is a mineral anyway? It is a type of natural, non-living solid. Geologists know of about 4,000 different minerals. Here's a rock called granite. So this whole big rock is granite. It is mostly made of three types of minerals: quartz, mica, and feldspar. It's pretty crazy that this whole big rock is made up of three types of minerals. Even though we can't see these on the outside, they're very small and embedded within this rock. Where rocks form. To find where rocks come from, let's peek inside our planet. Earth is made of many layers. As you go deeper inside Earth, the temperature gets hotter. The pressure gets stronger too. Let's dig in and visit the layers. So here we have a picture of Earth, and you can see that it's kind of cut into different pieces. So this is the inside of the Earth, below the surface, and then it goes deeper and deeper. Number 1, crust. This is Earth's outer layer. If our planet were an apple, The crust would be the peel. This is where we live. It contains all the land, including the ocean floor. So here is the crust where we live. How thick is it? About 20 to 45 miles thick under the continent floor. It is about 3 to 6 miles deep below the ocean floor. 2. Mantle. This is the thickest part of Earth. It's about 1,000 miles thick. That's equal to about the length of 26,000 football fields. How hot does it get? It's about 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit at the top. It gets as hot as 6,700 degrees Fahrenheit at the bottom. So the mantle is really, really hot. Next, we have the outer core. This is about 1,430 miles thick. Things are hotter here than at the mantle. It can reach 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's so hot that the rocks melt. This is hot liquid rock called magma. So this is called magma. It's liquid rock. 4. Inner core. This is the center of Earth. It's about 750 miles thick, and it's made of solid metal. How crazy is that? It can get as hot as 12,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than the surface of the sun. So at the very inner core, that metal is actually hotter than our sun. Now, we can't get to that physically, but studying rocks and where they come from helps us understand all these different layers of Earth. 3 kinds of rocks. This is where we will mostly hang out today. This is what our worksheet's going to be about. You might think that there are hundreds of different kinds of rocks. Guess what? All the rocks can be divided into 3 main groups. Let's learn about them. Igneous rocks. When magma cools down, it turns into a solid. It becomes igneous rock. And here it helps us to sound it out. Igneous. When a volcano erupts, magma blasts out. When magma reaches Earth's surface, it's called lava. Lava cools into igneous rocks too. So this type of rock is called pumice. This is actually rocks made from magma or lava. So I'm going to go back to this previous page here. In the outer core of Earth, this hot liquid rock is what actually comes out of volcanoes. So it travels all the way up to the crust. And when it explodes and bursts out of the earth, we call it magma once it reaches our surface here. And it creates these types of rocks. Sedimentary rocks. Wind, water, and ice cause all rocks to break down over time. This process is called erosion. Now remember that word erosion because we're going to cover that in a couple of weeks as we continue learning about rocks and how the earth changes because of this process. The grains of broken rock and dirt get carried away into oceans and other bodies of water. There, they sink to the bottom. Over millions of years, more layers of rocky bits fall in. The bits get packed down and harden. This becomes sedimentary rock. Some sedimentary rocks trap fossils. So here it looks like we have a fossil of a sea turtle or a sea creature trapped inside a sedimentary rock. Next we have metamorphic rocks. Earth's mantle is always moving. This motion causes heat from below to move up to the crust. The motion also squeezes the rocks in the crust with tons of pressure. When igneous and sedimentary rocks experience lots of heat and pressure, after millions of years, they form a 3rd kind of rock, metamorphic rock. So here in this photo, we have a picture of limestone. And then we have another picture of marble. Marble is a metamorphic rock that forms from limestone. All right, we're going to put a pause here because we're going to take a look at the worksheet you are going to be working with. And that worksheet is going to be talking about these 3 different types of rocks. Now, I know yesterday I said that we were going to take a look at the rocks in my box today, but I thought it was important that we understand these 3 kinds of rocks, because every rock that we find around the world can actually fit in these 3 categories. So we want to make sure that we know what those 3 categories are. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bookmarker here, because we're going to take a look at the rest of this book later in the week. We'll learn a little bit about the rock cycle, and then we'll get into those different types of rocks in our boxes. All right, I'm going to make this a little smaller. And now I'm going to show you what your worksheet is going to talk about. All right, so your worksheet today, you're going to have 2 worksheets. One of them is just going to have information about what we just covered in the book. These are the 3 types of rocks that we learned about: sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rock, and igneous rock. You're going to read the description here, and then you're going to use this information to help you with this matching worksheet. It says, can you identify the 3 main types of rock: sedimentary, metamorphic, and igneous? Draw a line to connect the attribute to the correct rock type. So again, you're going to reread this informational text, and then you're going to draw a connecting line to the rocks here. All right, so you're going to reread these descriptions here, and you're going to draw a line to whatever type of rock that these descriptions match. And that's it. You don't have to turn this into me, but please make sure that you are either copying this down in a journal or you're printing it out. And knowing how to identify these different types of rocks is going to help us later in the unit. So again, you're going to draw lines to match all of these descriptions to the 3 different types of rock, which are sedimentary, metamorphic, and igneous. Then later in the week, we'll take a look at the rocks from this book and the rocks in my little container that I have. And then you'll be able to compare them, and then you can take a guess about what type of rock they are. All right, that's it for today's science lesson. I hope you really enjoyed reading our book today. We'll take a look at it tomorrow, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.